to get $2 billion Prime Minister. Canal excavation can check river erosion Prime Minister. Government eyeing strategic fuel stock. No possibility of fuel crisis in next 2 months. Those were the headlines. Good evening, viewers. I'm Nafisa Nawal with English Bulletin. Government trying to get $2 billion from the development partners. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman made the disclosure in his address to Asia's Zero Emission Community AZEC Plus online summit on Wednesday. In his virtual address, he called upon the countries of Asia to work together in tackling global crisis. Prime Minister said each and every single country is facing the impact of global petroleum crisis. Bangladesh has already undertaken different steps to tackle this crisis. However, it is not possible to resolve the crisis all alone. Japan's Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi and different others, head of government and state, addressed the event. The government has started canal excavation program at a cheaper cost than that of river training. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman made the remark at the question-answer session of the National Parliament on Wednesday. He said it is possible to check river erosion and fulfill water supply demand in the dry season through canal excavation. 5-year-long fifth primary education development program will start from July 1. The government has introduced family card, farmers card, canal excavation and tree plantation programs within 180 days of the government as per Paul's pledges. These programs have created scope for working people to earn their livelihood, the Prime Minister added. The government wants to increase strategic stock to tackle fuel crisis. Financial plans undertaken by the past government will be re-evaluated. Prime Minister's Finance and Planning Advisor Rashid Al Mahmood Titumir made the remark after a consultancy meeting of the Finance Division at the NEC Auditorium on Wednesday. Chief of the committee, former advisor Wahiduddin Mahmood and renowned economist Dr. Devapriya Bhattacharya were present at the meeting. There is no possibility of fuel crisis in April as well as next 2 months. Spokesperson of the Energy Division and Joint Secretary Munir Hossain Chaudhary made the disclosure at a press conference at the conference room of the Secretariat on Wednesday. He said the cache of 542,000 litre illegally stocked fuel have been recovered through 116 drives starting from March 3 up to April 14. There is a stock of 1,01,385 tonnes of diesel, 31,821 tonnes of octane, 18,211 tonnes of petrol and 77,546 tonnes of furnace oil right now. Besides, the ship carrying crude oil from Saudi Arabia will arrive at the end of this month. All mass media will be brought under the wage board along with newspapers. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Zohiruddin Shapun made the disclosure at a meeting in capital's Puranapoল্টন on Wednesday afternoon. Bangladesh Photojournalists Association organized the event. The Information Minister said enactment of law to ensure the rights and security of the journalists is under process. He emphasized on setting up training institute for grooming up journalists with skill and sophisticated knowledge. Different issues including job security and housing for the journalists were discussed at the meeting. Leaders of different journalist associations were present at the meeting. Now, short break. We will be back soon with. Iran war very close to over, Donald Trump. Phil Simmons expressed watchful over Mirpur wicket. You're watching ATN News. This is English Bulletin. Those of the past government responsible for not administering measles vaccines will be brought to book. Information and Broadcasting Advisor to Prime Minister Dr. Zahidur Rahman made the remark at a briefing at the Secretariat on Wednesday. He termed the attack of Pir's Place in Kushtia as pre-planned. Now, news around the world. Iran war is very close to over. US President Donald Trump told media ahead of a possible second round of peace talks with Iran is set to hold this week in Pakistan. US armed forces are continuing its blockade for a second day in Strait of Hormuz. Amid fragile truce between US and Iran, even the US naval blockade in Hormuz Strait, Trump told Fox News and New York Post the war is close to over. He hinted additional peace talks could restart as soon as Thursday in Pakistan's Islamabad. He did not say who would represent US in that potential talks, but confirmed he would not take part. Meanwhile, media reports claimed US naval blockade of Iranian ports has completely halted trade goods going into and out of Iran by sea. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has strongly urged US to adopt a rational and realistic approach toward Iran's nuclear program. He asserted Tehran has the rights to enrich uranium for peaceful purposes. Following a visit to Beijing, Lavrov told reporters Wednesday Russia would support any approach Iran takes regarding its enrichment levels, whether it chooses to pause or continue within the framework of its legal rights. Lavrov's comments come amidst intense stalled negotiations between US and Iran, with Russia positioning itself as key mediator, offering to hold Iran's enriched uranium stockpiles. He criticized US Israel for acts of aggression against Iran. He warned such action as counterproductive and could incite regional nuclear arms race. He accused US of creating a illogical situation that harms international efforts to normalize Middle East situation. Israel and Lebanon hold their first diplomatic talks in over 3 decades as war rages between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah group. Although US called the meeting historic, no ceasefire deal made to end ongoing conflicts. Lebanese-Israeli diplomats joined US-brokered face-to-face meeting in Washington Tuesday, with Lebanese ambassadors seeking to secure a ceasefire while Israel's goal is the disarmament of Hezbollah armed group. The meeting, which lasted over 2 hours, was hosted by US Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Both sides entered with sharply different priorities. Israel ruled out discussing a ceasefire with Lebanon and instead pressed Beirut to disarm Hezbollah. Lebanon called for an end to conflict, which killed over 2,000 residents and displaced over 1.1 million in its territory. However, both sides agreed on a long-term vision and talks would continue within weeks. Viewers, will take a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching English Bulletin, now sports news. Bangladesh coach Phil Simmons has expressed watchfulness about the Mirpur wicket ahead of the ODI series against New Zealand. The visitors are also assessing the conditions, having faced challenges on similar turning tracks in the past. The series is set to start April 17 with first two ODIs in Mirpur and final match in Chattogram. Both ODIs are scheduled during the day, prompting adjustments in the training. With the matches scheduled to be played in daytime, the surface is expected to spin, leading to potential challenges for batters, particularly in middle overs. Tigers focused on long training sessions to improve endurance in heat. Official training for ODI started on Wednesday. Coach Simmons expressed his watchfulness about wicket. He, however, sounded confident in his team's preparation, highlighting the squad has been training in hot afternoon conditions to acclimatise. Before ending the bulletin, top stories once again. Effort taking place to get $2 billion Prime Minister. Canal excavation can check river erosion, Prime Minister. Government eyeing strategic fuel stock. No possibility of fuel crisis in next few months. Iran war very close to over, Donald Trump. Phil Simmons expressed watchful over Mirpur wicket. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us.